This conference will now be recorded.
Good evening, everyone. I am Rajni Jain on behalf of agricultureinformation.com. I'd like to welcome you all to this online meeting. Please take a moment to review the guidelines for this online meeting posted in the chat window. I now request the moderator, Mr. Lakshmipathy, to introduce the speaker and start the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Rajni. Good evening, everyone. I am Lakshmipathy and I will be moderating this meeting. Agricultureinformation.com likes to welcome to this meeting Mr. Rajendra Kumar, Business Development Manager for South and East Asia, Cravo Equipment Limited, Canada. Mr. Rajendra Kumar will be speaking on the topic Blueberries, a valuable upcoming commercial crop. I now request the speaker to begin.
Thank you, Lakshmipathy and Rajni.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah. Good evening, the viewers. Namaste. So this is my third topic in a row this year. So earlier I spoke on strawberry, then apple. Now this is the very important crop, blueberry, which is new to this country, but it has a very promising future, you can say. So I will be speaking on a technical and commercial aspect. So let's have a brief introduction. Berries, they are basically native to the North America, perennial flowering plants, consumed as a fresh or added to the breakfast as a baked good, yogurts, or made into jams. Berries have very good, incredible, you can say, the nutrition and health benefits. And berries has been successfully started growing in India recently, you can say, in Kullu in Himachal Pradesh, Ooty in Tamil Nadu, and Maharashtra and Mahabaleshwar, or some I heard about that also in Talegaon, then Brindaban and Purkhaji in Uttar Pradesh. So blueberry farming is picking up now in this country. So there are a lot of health benefits of this crop. It's an excellent source of antioxidants, low in calories and high in nutrients. May help in protecting against the aging and cancer, can help in maintaining the brain function, protect cholesterol in the blood from getting damaged, may lower your blood pressure, may help to reduce the muscle damage after a heavy workout, can have an anti-diabetic effect, may help fight urinary tract infections, may help in preventing heart diseases. So now it is called that's why it's called a superfood actually. Highly nutritious, highly valuable. And in this country, we are getting at the rate of 3,000, 2,000, 5,000 per kilo as a fresh. So what are the climatic requirement of this crop? As in my first slide, I told you that it's a native to North America. So it means that it is the crop grown in the cold climate. But still it can be grown in a wider climate. You can say that now because a lot of projects are coming up in the tropical and mild locations also. It actually need a frost-free environment actually, so where it can grow, and it also need a good sun actually, full sun. You can say that it grows very well and give the good quality there. There are two type of that normally that we have a high bush or low bush varieties which are grown in the northern climate. They are cold hardy and require a chilling hours to produce the fruit. But the southern high bush varieties, they do not need any chilling hours. they make that's why that southern hibiscus they're promising varieties for our climate in India or South Asia. So there are challenges in growing in cold climate also, late frost, then short season because you have a shorter day length. Rain and hail at the flowering and the harvesting stage may cause the damage to the flowering and harvesting of the produce also. Diseases like botrytis, fungal and bacterial diseases, they are very common in northern climate. No major insect problem. This crop is, although it's a very hardy crop, so you will not find any insect issue in the northern climate, but maybe in our climate. Need to advance or delay the harvest. So that's the challenge actually. If you want to reap the good harvest of this produce. So we have that we can grow in Kashmir. You can say that in the Himalayan region, we are these high bushes or low bushes which are grown in Canada or other northern climate. So you can grow in the Himalayan region also. So now that a lot of projects are coming up in the hot climate, so all of you might be interested for this tropical climate basically. So what challenge we have in a tropical climate? We have a heat and radiation, means that high heat and radiation. Hot dry winds during summer month, high heat and humidity during monsoons, pollination, insects like SWD and thrips, plant balance, because you need to have a good plant balance. So to have a good quality fruit. Uh, Fruit quality that either small or soft due to the heat and humidity. Pruning of plants, high risk actually, because if we do something bad type of pruning, then it will lead to the poor development or may kill the plant. We had this experience in our demonstration house in Mexico also. We killed a lot of plants there. So now that what type of structure, what type of covering you require. So I will discuss this thing in this presentation today. So as I explained to you that varieties of blueberry, that we have high bush, low bush, and now that hybrid half, or you can say that that breeder varieties that are becoming very popular in southern climate, and they are high yielding also. So there are some popular varieties like Biloxi, Ventura, so many. So and so you can which you can grow. So mostly that propagation is done by the tissue culture nowadays, but you can do from the cuttings also, root cuttings or seed also. 90% of the business, actually planting material business, is controlled by the breeder companies like Driscoll's, Fall Creek. There are dozen of companies, so they control this business. So in India, actually, if you want to grow the blueberry, so you have to either import from this company because still these companies, they are reluctant to sell these varieties, patented varieties to the country due to the IPR issues. But public varieties, like I have told you, Biloxi, the Ventura, they are available. I think there are some people that who are importing this variety to the country. So it can be grown in both soil and soilless media. So blueberry actually it prefer a acidic, highly acidic soil, fertile soil, aerated means that good aeration. There should be and moist, well-drained soil. So pH should be between 4 to 5.5 for the best growth and yield. So I suggest that if you want to grow in the soil, So you have to go do the soil testing first of all. But most of soil type, soil cultivation, you will actually can do either in Kashmir or in Himalayan region that above than 1,000 meter elevation. So you can do some trials in the lower elevation also, but success, if you are going for a commercial, then you have to go to the higher elevation. In the soilless media, actually, you can do the cultivation in the plain area also. Already that we have having a 2-3 projects going on in India. They are doing in cultivation in UP and in Maharashtra also, and in Telangana. So I will be focusing more on the soilless media, because you need this container, and the media may be the mixture of cocoa peat, and humus, and some stubbles of the cocoa peat. So you can there are many ready-made mixtures also coming up in the market. So there's a choice for you. So here you can see this open field cultivation of strawberry. It looks like this. So on the left hand side, they are harvesting the blueberries. The color is dark blue actually. I will not go into the details. So about the land preparation, planting in blueberry farming, you can do planting in any time actually. This crop when you are doing in the pots. So only the matter that planting distance means that 80 centimeter between between two plants in the open field. Then in the tunnels, it is something like 60 centimeter and 50 centimeter in the retractable roof. And the distance between the two rows, it is vary between the 2 to 3 meter, depending upon in which environment you are growing this crop. So so the preferred stem length is 15 to 20 centimeter, between 15 to 20 or 25 to 45 centimeter, depending upon that availability of the planting material. But if you have a grown-up plants, so you can, because our client has also purchased the grown-up plants, means that 1-year-old plants, so that when he plant here in the greenhouse, so next year he will get the harvest. Otherwise, if you have a smaller plants, then maybe you may get sample harvest in the 3rd year or 4th year. But if you have the good height plant, means just like 40-45 centimeter, then you may harvest sample in the 1st year itself. So this is again a open field in northern climate. So normally this type of pots are now commonly used, plastic bags with the cocoa peat mixture. And this is in the open field, so you can have a drip line here, but in the pots you have 2 drip lines like this that normally we are using. So the irrigation depend upon the climate, the type of your growing system, or so many factors that affect the type and number of irrigation. So pruning of blueberry plants is very important actually. So blueberry plants, they are a bush type of plant actually, and the growth stems from its crown. Usually the number of productive stems would be between 9 to 12. Pruning should be carried out every year by removing canes that are 5 to 6 year old. One should not allow the blueberry bush to produce fruits for the first couple of years, means 1 or 2 years, unless you have a good plant, good healthy plant. pinchback blossoms, this will help to stimulate the growth of the plant. Pruning should be carried out late winter, preferably just before the growth begins in the spring. During the initial 2-3 years, there is no need of pruning actually. So, but there are you have to if you are going for a commercial production, you have to rely on your breeder because breeder advise what to do, how to do, and when to do. So this is the pruning in the open field. So manures, fertilizers, and open field, you need to add the FYM, then you need to supplement with the other fertilizers, chemical fertilizer like ammonium sulfate, ammonium nitrates, and sulfur coated urea also. And but in the controlled condition, in the soilless media, mostly using the soluble fertilizers. So there are companies that like HEFA or so many other companies, they are now providing these soluble fertilizer in the country also. So now this plant protection so blueberry plants, they are actually very resistant to the pest and disease, as I told you earlier. But in the tropical climate, there is still a challenge of insect pest. We have a high pressure of the insect pest, so we have to take care of that. So we also need to install the bird net because fruit is very tasty and soft, so bird like it. So you need to have a this type of bird net below the roof or whatever the system that you are adopting. Otherwise, your berries will be gone. So intercultural operation, that mostly that bedding, that if you are doing the soil culture, that but most of the in the soilless media, people are actually installing the bead mats actually, just like that you can see here. It's under the retractable. Here is a permanent bead mat. So so you can by having this, so you can save your labor or in removing the grass or weeds, and looks neat and clean also. So harvesting in blueberry, as I told you, that blueberry plants start producing fruits from the second year or third year of the growth. Plant produce berries once a year. Harvested fruit can be marketed as a fresh or as a canned. Mostly that in Canada, that they do the they sell as a frozen berries because there is a huge area of open field there. After harvesting berries, all canes that produce berries should be removed. Usually harvesting will start in the month of August, September in the northern climate. But in our climate, it may start in the month of March and may last up to May or June in the hot climate. So don't pick the blueberries as they turn blue, but wait for a couple of days that once it starts falling itself. So it means that it is ripened now, but it is just a saying. So yield in blueberries, that depend upon so many factors: variety, soil type, growing system, environment where you are growing, irrigation, so many factors depend upon the yield. So generally, blueberry farming, you can expect a 1 kg of fruit from each plant in the first year of the harvest. Maybe the first year, maybe your second year, or maybe third year, or depending upon where you are growing. So in subsequent years, that you can have a good yield. maybe 4 or 5 kilo, that is considered as a good yield per plant. So normally that in the open field, that in the northern climate, the blueberry plant, it lasts for 20 to 25 years. But in the tropical climate, economic life, we can say that it is 8 or 9 years, not more than that. So soilless cultivation can be done in protected cultivation in different structure, like high tunnels, net houses, poly houses, and retractable orchard covers. So it's very common, actually very popular in the tunnels in northern climate. But in the tropical side, people are trying different means, either in net house or poly house, or now that retractable also. So tunnels, they are actually, if you are planning your project in Kashmir or Himachal or Himalayan area, that above 1,000-meter elevation, then you can go for the tunnels. So they can keep your plants warm when outside conditions are too cold, or protect against the rain, hail, or snow or frost. So they are very easy, low cost, and you can cover a large area. But the problem is in this tunnel that the crop is not exposed to the direct sunlight, because this crop need a lot of sunlight. Yield and quality changes by the post row compared to the plants under the peak. But it does mean that, because if you see my cursor here, if this plant row is under this side, means opening side, then you may have a good flowering and fruiting. But in the peak, in the middle, the flowering fruiting will be the less, actually. So other thing, that disease pressure is also very high in the tunnels, because tunnels basically it heat up in the daytime, and also humidity goes high. So so that causes the lot of fungal problems. And it's also very difficult if you are planning a large scale area. 1 or 2 tunnels you can manage easily, but if you have 100 tunnels, then you need a lot of manpower to manage those. You can't do the automation in the tunnels. So that is the biggest disadvantage with this type of technology. And also that every year you will find that lot of damage, because tunnels, they are usually open from the side, actually. So wind can enter here, and it cause the damage to not only to your structure, but also to the crops. You can see here, here the crops is also got damaged here. You can see here so many tunnels, they are destroyed. So you have to select accordingly. So that as what I was telling here, that if you see here in the opening, because here ventilation is good, so you will have a good flower and fruiting here, but not in the middle, because sometimes hot spots generate in the middle of the tunnel, so that may cause decrease in the yield or quality. Net houses, some people, they are in the tropical climate, they are trying the net houses because they are the cheap also, and you can cover a large area. Again, the problem with the net house, that once you have a rain, then it causes the humidity, high humidity, and it lot of insects problems you will have. Not only in this insect, but diseases. There will be a lot of diseases here. Other thing that you have to actually every year you have to during the winter you have to remove the tunnel. Then during summer, this plastic. Then during the summer you have to install again it. So this it's a very problematic. So that is also the same problem with the as we have in the tunnels. So poly houses, Although that I haven't heard anybody doing here in India, but there are some grower in South Africa, though they have old poly houses, so they are trying in the poly houses also, because basically the poly house also heat up the environment inside. So either if you are in a Himachal or Kashmir or Srinagar, then I think you can try this crop in the poly house. But I don't think in other places when where the temperature is high. So you can see it's another poly house. This is in South Africa. So now because the most successful technology for the tropical climate is a retractable roof. So by having the retractable roof, you can expand your production. Either you can shift or extend your harvest season, produce more berries per plant, grow higher quality berries, expand your possible production location to meet the market demand. And you can also reduce the input requirement, reduce the cost of labor, fungicide, insecticide. Why I'm saying, because a lot of automation you can do in the retractable. And fungicide, insecticide, as I have already explained, because you can manage your temperature, humidity, then you can manage the fungicide also. So the next that you can also reduce risk actually by protecting your crop from variable weather pattern or change in climate or catastrophic storms that damage your tunnels or net house or other structures. So here you can see this is under the retractable roof. This we have this demonstration unit in Mexico at you can see these are the bags, 25-liter bags we are using, and here you can see this bird nets installed below the retractable roof. This is the roof actually. Now it is open to be, and other side you can see the tunnel. So there is a demonstration of many companies of they are doing for the blueberry there at the one location. Many people from India, they have actually visited this place. So that's the reason that those who have seen the advantage of tunnel or advantage of Cravo or disadvantage of tunnels, then that's why the people they are now putting up a huge amount for retractable roof in India also. You can see the perfect balance of the plant, very good, healthy growing plants here. When you have a good clear sky, good condition outside, so you can retract your roof. You need to close only when you have a temperature 35 plus during daytime, or less than 10 during night time, or you have a rain or storm or hail, something like that. Otherwise, keep your roof retracted. So the other advantage that have a retractable roof has that you can maintain high light levels while reducing excessive summer heat or winter cold, as I have shown you in the picture also here. When you have a you can give a because this is a sun loving plant actually, so you can retract your roof and you direct sunlight will fall on the plants, so it's without any because in the tunnels or in poly house you have a plastic in between, so here it's clear. So ventilating while protecting crop from direct sunlight. So you can see that it's a complete ventilation, horizontal ventilation from the top actually, not from like in a poly house you have a ventilation from side, or you have a sawtooth type of ventilation on the top actually. Protect plant from hot dry winds which causes excessive desiccation. So this is a very important actually. My client from Vrindavan, they have experienced this thing because during month of May, June, you have a very hot wind blowing called Lu. So that will desiccate your plant and even destroy your fruits also. So you need to have a particular wall, it should be stationary or a roll of wall on the side, so that this Lu type of wind should not enter inside. So ensuring firm fruit during hot conditions, this is a very critical thing actually. So my client in Brindavan, they have also had the experience that in the month of June, that how to maintain the firmness of the fruit. So that's why that after having that feedback from them, so we have increased the height of the structure from 5 meter to 6 meter, and also added the roll of walls on the sides, on the all the perimeter side actually, and shifted the location to the further north actually, because where the Lu is not an issue. Maximizing light and heat during winter is very important actually, because as I told you, blueberry required a very high light, so you need a complete roof open so that you can have a good sunlight. So here you can see the crop inside the retractable roof. Now roof is closed completely because during daytime when you have a temperature, very high temperature in our 40 plus or near about 45, then it's better to have a the roof closed. It's a white cooling roof, so it gives a complete shade. There is still a ventilation at this 4 meter. You can see here also. There is still a ventilation because roof we do not close completely 100%. We always keep a 5% opening so that there should be a exchange of heat and humidity between inside and outside. Other thing that I want to highlight here also, because blueberry basically it required some chilling hours actually, some chilling hours. So if you have a retractable roof, you can increase your chilling hours either by doing some misting, or you can do what during the morning hours, instead of opening the roof with the sunrise, you still keep your roof closed for 1 or 2 hours, so that you can have a more chilling hours. And during daytime, during very hot, when during between the 12 and 3 4 p.m. So you have a very hot, you just open the roof for a while and then again close it, so that the whatever the heat that generated inside, that should go out. So because it will actually generate a some sort of convection actually also. So these type of experiments that you can do in the retractable, you have the flexibility. So in the retractable, that what is our goal actually? To optimize the leaf temperature, to optimize the root temperature, transpiration rate, level of water stress. So leaf temperature, we do not consider air as a very important criteria, but we consider the leaf temperature a very important criteria in the retractable roof, and transpiration rate instead of humidity. So you will understand how. So the strategy that we develop for this is that if the if in the plant temperature is too cold, we want to increase it. How we can increase it? We have to open this roof, and if plant temperature is hot, then we can reduce it by closing the roof. It's very surprising that you will be, because when we close, so it become a shade house. So then it will prevent your this sunlight, or what you call the infrared radiation. So you can reduce your leaf temperature by 15 to 25 degree. So similarly with that humidity also, that instead of humidity, we consider the transpiration actually. And plants should transpire actually, because if plant transpire, so it means that it is working, it is taking nutrients and water from the soil and releasing into the environment in the canopy area. So then it will cool your that environment also. So that's why that in the retractable roof you can manage it, both temperature and humidity, by opening and closing the roof. How much you have to close, how much you have to open is a very complete strategy that that we teach to our client, that how to do and what should be the strategy during the different condition of the stages of the day or the different seasons of the year. So here you can see that this automatic roof, it will provide automatic protection from frost, wind, hail, dew, excessive sun, low humidity, and impact of the hard rain. You can see here, this is a retractable roof. It's a 10-hectare single structure. 10 hectares means 25-acre single structure. You can see it look like a field here because tractor is operating here. So just like a open field. So only you have a this retractable roof, means protection against your adverse conditions which affect your crop. So here, but it utilizes only 1 to 3 kilowatt hours of electricity per hectare per day. So you can compare that if you want to compare this with the fan and pad or something else, that how much less electricity it consumes. So that we call it a cooling roof also. Why a cooling roof? That because we have this white roof. White color is itself actually it
logging in from this one only you went, no?
Hello,
Mr. Rajendra Kumar, please proceed.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So you can see here that crop is looking very good, very healthy, and smiling crop. So you can see here. So here, let's see here that temperature and humidity inside the retractable roof is more informed than the tunnels, which allow plants to develop and yield to be more informed. So because that I told you earlier also in the opening here, you have a still a good condition, but in the middle of this tunnel you may have here hot spot or high humidity or high temperature, something like that, because there is no chance to get it away in the middle, but from the side you can do it. But here, because we have a horizontal this type of opening, so that hotspot never build up inside the retractable roof. So our roof height can be 5 meter or 6 meter tall. Normally in the tropical climate, we now are giving a 6 meter height, because we have learned from our Vrindavan experience. So everywhere in the tropical location, now it's mandatory to have a 6 meter tall height. 5 meter we can give in above 1,000 meter elevation. So this you can see the 17-hectare blueberry structure under one roof. You will be surprised. You will be that one of our client is building up the largest structure, blueberry structure probably in the world. It's 115 acre in Uttar Pradesh, in the western part of Uttar Pradesh in India. So that will be the one of the largest blueberry facility in the Asia. So you can imagine this is a 17 hectare. So how much big will be the 115 acre? So bird net, I have already told you, you can add the misting system additionally, so that you can have a additional air cooling, or you can increase the humidity, make the balance. So here as I told you, that with the cooling roof and this misting, high pressure misting, actually water drop should not fall on the plants, on the leaf. So it should be desiccated in the air itself, actually. So that is a very good. It increase your chilling hours of the blueberry crop. And because you can do the spraying of chemicals or fungicide in a mechanized way, which is not possible otherwise in tunnels or in other structures. Here, because it's a huge structure, you have a proper spacing, so you can do a mechanical way also. Retractable roof eliminate the seasonal need to change from plastic to shade cloth. So as people who are familiar with the Mediterranean climate, I think Dr. Achilles is here. So he has worked in Israel for many years. So he know this thing, that in Israel also, that they put up a plastic during winter, and during the spring or summer season they replace with the net. So you have to do this operation regularly in certain climate zones. But in retractable, you need not to do like that. You can have a same roof which will work as a net house, shade house, or rest of the open field and protected cultivation. So yield per plant is more consistent in Cravo retractable roof as compared to tunnels. So you can optimize your climate actually consistently throughout year for many years. So you can see here, this is a huge facility that we have in Mexico. Probably it is now they have built up something 40 plus hectare. So they are replacing the tunnels with the retractable roof. So you can see the first harvest yield in increase when plants are moved earlier into retractable roof. It's a very it's a very important point actually. Suppose if you are building up a large facility, a very large facility, because it takes time to build up a large facility, maybe 1 year or maybe 2 years. But what you can do in a smaller area, you can put up your potted plants. You can grow those plants into a with bigger height or something like that, so that once you transplant this plant into the your bigger facility, it means that the production facility, that will same year you can start, or maybe the next year you may get the fruit, you may harvest the fruit. So this way you will save your time and money also. I think probably this is the strategy that our client in Uttar Pradesh, they are doing. So they are importing the plants for maybe for 75 to 100 acres, putting up in a small area. So once the structure is getting ready, so they will shift those plants to the production facility. So this way they will keep their plants growing in a shorter space actually. And when it's ready for the harvesting, you can shift into the production area. So here you can see that these are 3 plants of the same genetics taken. One this with the organic protocol under the retractable. This is again a plant taken from a tunnel with the organic protocol, and this is a conventional under the retractable. So you can see here that the type of canopy here more leaves, and here you can see the more more strong canes, which will give you the fruit. So this is after pruning. So you can count the number of canes here, where it will be the who will be the fruiting. So the retracted root is an effective tool to help break the disease triangle. Change environment conditions so that the reproduction is no longer rapid. Means you can manipulate your climate environment, because insect actually they reproduce or they multiply in a particular environment actually. But you can manipulate here the environment by the roof manipulation, by either so opening more or closing more or something like that. So you can do that. You can prevent the dew accumulation on the leaves, because dew when dew fall on the leaf, so it will cause the fungal problem. But here we can prevent it during night time. In the higher elevation, we can close the roof. We can so prevent the crop. With direct sunlight, the UV radiation helps sterilize the leaves and kill pathogens, and higher radiation and wind help dry off the leaves to prevent germination. So this is the triangle, that DC triangle that you can avoid like this. So it has been already scientifically reported that 30 to 40% reduction in insecticide application is possible under the retractable roof, and 90% fungicidal application. Less fungicide are used in the retractable roof, because why a fungal issues come? But because once your plant remain wet for a longer period, or you have a moisture on your leaf. But here in the retractable, because with the sunrise in the morning, you retract the roof, so direct sunlight falling on your leaf, so that plant will dry with the direct sunlight. So you can now 100% you avoid the fungal issues. So harvest can occur for more hours in the day, since plant and workers are protected from the excessive heat. You can see here the grower also feel very happy to work inside the Cravo structure. He can work during month of June during the daytime 9 to 5. He can work very well. He can do the harvesting, which is not possible in other tunnels or polyhouse or net house. Most of our growers, they know this thing, and once many clients, they are actually planning to visit our facilities in Jahirabad this year, so they will themselves experience that how it works. So bees are more effective when we prevent the excessive temperature. Means that bee activity is very good between the 15 to 35 degree temperature. I mean here the air temperature actually. So if you have those congenial condition, so bees works very well. And in the retractable roof, the native bees, they play very good role in pollination. Whereas in a polyhouse or in a pen pad structure, you need to put up a bumblebees, which is very difficult to import in this country. So this is the fall trial that we are doing in our demonstration facility in Mexico. These are the Fall Creek is one of the breeder company for the berries. So we have two demonstration house in Mexico. Culiacan at 24 degree latitude at elevation of 50 degree meter. Means Culiacan is just equivalent to Indore in India. Indore has the same latitude, maybe the elevation slightly higher. Same, just like a climate of Indore, Culiacan has the same climate. Iroputo is actually 1000 meter elevation with latitude of 25 So at the 25 latitude, maybe I don't know which is a exact location in India, but 1,000-meter location. If you are see that Solan is 1,000 meter or 1,200 meters, something like that. So you can imagine that. So you have that that northern bushes you can grow in the in this in this environment, and the southern bushes you grow in the cool indoor type of climate. So it means that area above Indore is good for growing the blueberry, and or the elevations like Mahabaleshwar, like Uti or Himalayan region, whole Himalayan region, so good for growing the blueberry crop. So how you can predict whether your plan has a chance of succeed? So benchmark of your plan against conventional system that uh, means that whenever, because in India there is an open field production of blueberry, so with whom you have to compare, because still people are trying different ways, so but not in a very commercial way. They are trying 5, 10, 100 something plants, but it's not a commercial way. It's just a kitchen garden, you can say. But if we are putting up a project size of 5 acres, just like our client put up in Brindavan, so there you can get that what should you do further. So you can have you can see the planting density, you can see the yield per plant per year, capital investment per hectare, fixed production cost per hectare, variable production cost for picking, packing and transport, determine the average selling price, determine price premium for increased size, quality, or shifting of harvest timing. So itself is a very big exercise actually. If you are interested to go ahead with this type of project, or if you are wanted to understand the ROI, so kindly send the request to me either on my phone number or on my WhatsApp number, or email to me. My number, phone number, and they will be provided by the agricultureinformation.com. So here you can see the investment actually. So I can give you the broad ballpark investment figure. So 2.5 acres mean 1 hectare flat roof will cost you like this, 22 to 29 or $30 per square meter. If you are going for larger area, suppose if you are going for 5 hectare, the price will be in this range. If you are going for 10 hectare, the price will be in this range. So you can think about that. And the average selling price last year, that I'm talking about the retail price of the blueberry, was something like 2,000 rupees per kilo. And the grower, they were getting something like 1,500, 1,500 rupees, 1,500. But I'm saying that because when the production number of project will increase, price may come down to 700 to 800, but still if you go for the return on investments, very good. You will recover your investment within 2 years. There is no investment better than this if you are looking for a protected cultivation of the high value crop. Thank you very much, and I welcome the questions from the audience.
Thank you, Mr. Rajendra Kumar, for a very informative presentation. Now I request the participants to ask their questions. We'll also be posting the speaker's contact details in the chat window. Is there any questions, participants? Participants? Oh, yes, Mr. Shashi Bhushan. Please go ahead, first.
I hope Mr. Rajendra Kumar is able to listen me. I'm audible.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very well.
but lot of echo is there. You can please go ahead.
Yeah, I'm from native to Himachal.
Okay. I know now. That's great.
It's nice to hear you, sir. After a long gap of many years, I don't know.
Sasi Bhushan from CSIR Palampur.
Yes,
Am I
yes,
correct?
yes, yes. Yeah, of
Nice
course.
to see you.
Yes,
Sir.
Mr. Shashi Bhushan, your question, please.
Yeah, I want to ask that is it possible to have blueberry in Palampur area? It's around 950 meter altitude.
Sasi, let me tell you, already actually, if you are aware about the Neva plantation, they
Yeah.
have already actually brought some of the plants. Actually, they are doing some trial there. So I came to know from people there that they are having the flowering and fruiting now. Flowering, they are getting now flowering. So very well you can grow in the Palpur region. Even that because tea people, they are not making money. So
Yes.
I request the scientists like you that let's put up a trial and replace those tea. If tea is not making money, so let's replace tea with the blueberry because it has a very health benefits.
Thank you.
Surely,
Next
surely,
question,
sir.
please.
Definitely I will be in touch with you.
Welcome.
Maybe. I
Okay.
have your contact now.
Thank you, Mr. Shashi Bhushan.
Lakshmipati ji,
Okay,
Lakshmipati
next.
ji,
Yes, Mr. Rajendra Kumar. Yes, Mr.
Lakshmipati ji,
Yes, Mr. Rajendra Kumar.
kindly involve Sasi for the next lecture. He is a very good
Oh, sure,
scientist.
sure.
Yeah.
Thank you for the
He has
suggestion.
actually returned from South Korea actually. So
I
he
see.
has yes, he has gone for some advanced research there. So he come
Okay,
back
thank you.
from
We'll do
South.
that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
I'll have a talk with him.
Yeah.
Thank
Sure.
you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Next question, please. Okay, I'll read out one. Yes, Mr. Pinto.
Hello, yeah, thank you, Mr. Lakshmipati.
Please.
Thank you, Mr. Rajendra Kumar, for a very nice detailed presentation on this useful crop. See, I understand approximately in conditions in Canada, USA, the approximate profits could be about $80,000. That's roughly about 5 to 6 lakhs per acre. How much do you think will be the profit in India if the conditions are similar?
That's a very good question, Brito sir, and I know you are well connected with the farming, and thanks very much that you have created a very good network. So if you are considering the Mysore region or Ooty region or Karnataka itself, so many locations there, I think
Yes.
in the you may put up some trial for the open field also, but still
Okay.
actually I would prefer to put up in a under a protection actually, better than if anybody is looking for a commercial venture. So I have let me share one slide because I was I have just worked out actually, but I didn't displayed it. But let me tell you the profit. So if you are putting up a tunnel, tunnel means that under the protection. So you may have something like annual benefit in India as per the pricing of the last year that I'm telling that 1500 rupee kilo that farmer will get. So it will be something like 20, what you call that 22 lakh US dollar. Wow, how you pronounce in 2 million that per annum you can
Okay.
generate, sir. Maybe I may be
Okay.
the something, but I have prepared the complete ROI, so I can share with you on your mail.
Okay. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you
Mr.
so much.
Ajit Chowgule, next question. Mr. Ajit Chowgule, please.
But even if that that 1500 rupees is a very high price actually, because uh, if price bill, I think that it will be 700 to 800 or 1000 would be this universal price that actually internationally it's a very so that price if production increase in India, then even then you can recover your investment in 2.5 years.
Okay, thank you very much. Because
But for
the
open field, you need to go above 1000 meter or
okay,
something
okay.
like that. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Mr. Ajit Chowgule, please. Mr. Ajit Chowgule. Okay, he's not hearing us. Let me go to the chat window. I have few questions out there. One question from Sadhana. This is Sadhana from Hyderabad. Is Hyderabad climate suitable? She wants to know.
Actually, our client Simply Fresh, they did a trial there. So you will get a vary, but the size will be smaller actually, because normally people prefer a size of 15 to 20 mm. But you will get very size will be something like 8 or 10 mm, and also the taste will not be as sweet as you will get in a natural climate.
Okay, thank you. The next question is from Mr. Akhilesh Kumar. Under retractable roof, do we need pollination support? How much is shelf life of ripened blueberry fruit?
Yeah, it's a very good question that Achilles, because he knows very well that he is himself an agronomist. So if you put up a that additional bee box, it will definitely increase your fruiting. So it will be helpful actually.
Okay. Ms. Sadhana wants to know whether we can go for sample run, she's asking.
Pardon?
Sample run. Can we go for a sample run?
Means that
maybe a trial or a pilot project?
Actually, we are a greenhouse manufacturing company. We are not a production company. So if she is interested, we can help her.
Thank you. Next question from Mr. Shirish. How is the commercial feasibility of blueberries in India compared to directly importing those frozen berries from surplus producing countries?
Shirish, I know that you deal all in the fresh items and you know very well what is the price of the fresh berries in the Indian market and frozen berries in the Indian market. So I'm seeing that when we put up this pilot project in 2018, so client was just thinking that let's put up a 5 acre, let's make some trial. If it happens there, then they will put up a larger project. Now the same client is putting 115 acres. So you can imagine. So investor is coming because there is a money, because still if you, because I do not have exact data, but if you compare, if you could take the figures of import from Mumbai, Delhi, or Chennai, or Bangalore, or other metro cities, so you will yourself that get that what is the importance of this crop.
Thank you. And one question from Mr. Ajit Chowgule. How about Kolhapur in Maharashtra near Babaleshwar, 100 kilometers away? Is it possible to have this?
Very good. Yes. Kolhapur is a good climate. You can do there.
Okay. And is there any such unit in Maharashtra?
Pardon?
Is there any such unit in Maharashtra currently?
Subsidy?
No, any such unit.
Yeah, I know that there are some people that 1 or 2 guys, they are doing already in Mahabaleshwar. And I heard about one person doing in Talegaon also. So people are trying.
Okay.
But I haven't heard that any commercial unit, but I think they have some smaller units there. Mahabaleshwar is a good climate actually. When you can grow strawberry very well, you can grow blueberry also very well.
Thank you.
So they are
Thank you,
grown
Mr.
that
Rajendra Kumar. Any more questions, participants?
the strawberries are grown in an open field there in Mahabaleshwar.
Yeah, Mahabaleshwar is 1,000 meter plus, na? So there you can grow. That's why I'm telling you. You have to, but if you have to to get good quality and size actually, so you need to grow under the protection. Under the open field, you can't get the same quality, same size, same yield consistently for the every year. So for having a good quality and consistent production, you need to go for a this type of protected cultivation technology.
So what I mean to say, in spite of having a good and cold climate in Mahabaleshwar, whether it is necessary, we should go for a retractable structure rather than open.
Definitely, that's why I'm telling you, because you can get a very good quality there, and you get a good price for your produce. Because if you see that we have a project in USA also, although that climate is in the USA is in California is colder climate, but still for a good quality, for a bigger size, price for a larger size berry is very good. Because 2 years back when actually I went to Mexico, we were having this actually annual field visit of our clients from India or South Asia to the Mexico. The client in Mexico, he was selling those berries, the 20 mm size, more than 20 mm size. Those berries he was sending to Japan at the rate of $40 per kilo.
Very nice.
You need to have a good size. No? That is called a giant berry.
Giant
so if you have a good
Thank
quality
you.
berry, you will get a good price.
So last question, I only think, sir, is there any subsidy from the government side for this type of retractable structure? Because polyhouse we are getting, but that is for only floriculture and something like that. But from as per my knowledge, I have no idea that whether we can get it. This can be treated as a polyhouse and this thing, greenhouse.
I think let's actually be a little at the be smart here also. Don't ask for the polyhouse subsidy. Ask for the subsidy for the project. Because the project that we have a simply fresh triangle farm, they people are also getting some subsidy either in the from the this APIDA or some other agency, but they are getting for the complete project, means for the cold storage, for supply chain, for infrastructure building. So ask for the infrastructure building. Polyhouse subsidy, how much you will get? Maximum they will give you 2 acres. How much subsidy you will get? 50%. 56 lakh. Yeah.
56.
But here you can get a subsidy of crores.
Yeah, I see. If it's as a project.
Yes.
So whether this comes under the Ministry of Food, this thing, MOPI, central government. So whether they can consider how we should approach as a national horticulture mission.
I think APIDA is financing, so APIDA comes under the Ministry of the Food and Processing. Food processing. So they are giving, I think.
Okay, so anyhow, just I will contact these people.
Thank you. Mr. Brito, you got anything more to ask?
No. That's a actual question which was just asked.
Okay.
NHM, he has answered it very nicely. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mr.
Thank you.
Rajendra Kumar. Thank you.
Thank
you
you
very much.
Okay, thank you, participants. And we have now completed the round of questions. I'd like to thank Mr. Rajendra Kumar on behalf of Agriculture Information for taking his time to speak with us with a very inspiring presentation. I now request the organizer of the meeting, Mr. Rajini Jain, to please close the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Lakshmipati.
Thank you.
I like I'd like to thank the speaker, Mr. Rajendra Kumar, for taking the time to talk with us. I also like to thank all the participants for their time. The meeting will now be closed. Have a good and safe weekend.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
You're welcome, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
See you next time.
Sure, sir. Sure.
Yeah, bye bye.
Bye.